Yes, you can make delicious meals using canned meats. Hi, I'm Carolyn Sherlock, and on this episode of the Boat Galley Podcast, I'll help galley cooks with a small fridge or no fridge at all make the most of canned meat and have good meals. But first, today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Mantis Marine, maker of the Mantis Anchor, now available in models with and without a roll bar. Proven to set reliably in the most challenging bottoms, the Mantis Anchor digs in like no other, making anchoring safer and boating more enjoyable. Mantis Marine also brings to market practical, durable, and affordable marine products, including their anchoring gear, scuba diving accessories, and a rechargeable waterproof headlamp for hands-free lighting. Visit mantismarine.com and see for yourself. So let's talk a little bit about using canned meats. Now, canned meat goes way beyond tuna casserole. A wide variety of meats and seafood are available in cans and pouches. And with the tips that I'm going to give you today, you'll be cooking great meals that nobody will guess began with a can. I first started using canned meats on camping and canoe trips when we didn't have refrigeration, and I continued to use them aboard our boats to supplement the limited meat supply in our tiny little freezer. We've gone for more than 2 months on several occasions without fresh meat and didn't feel deprived. In addition to being easy to store, canned meat has the added advantage of being quick to prepare since it's already cooked, translating to less time in the galley when on passage or in an interesting anchorage, and less cooking heat in the boat when it's hot outside. Now, it's not hard to prepare great meals from canned meats. The canning process tends to take away some of the firmness and flavor of the meat, so the trick is to preserve and enhance the texture and flavor that is there. Okay, the biggest complaint that most people have with canned meat is that everything in the dish turns into one big blob. But that doesn't have to be the case. You can have great meals with just a little bit of care. Through the years, I've learned a few tips to ensure great results. Add the meat as late in the cooking process as possible. It's already cooked, so all you really are doing is warming it up. And once you've added the meat, stir it as little as possible so it doesn't turn to mush. This is particularly true of chicken, turkey, and beef, and is one reason these meats should never be added until the very end of the cooking time and just warmed through. Ham is the only meat that you need to crumble or kind of break apart as you add it to the other ingredients. All of the other meats should be handled very gently. Don't overcook the other ingredients to the point where they lose their texture and become a blob with the meat. Also, if you add 1/2 to 1 bouillon cube of an appropriate flavor to make up for the fact that you don't have drippings from browning the meat. Now, most bouillon cubes have a lot of sodium, so don't add extra salt when you do this, but you'll be surprised at how much extra flavor there is in the dish. And also, drain the liquid from the can and use it in the cooking process. Do the same for any canned vegetables you use. It'll add a lot more flavor than just plain water. And finally, casserole-type dishes taking long cooking are generally inappropriate for canned meats. I mean, things like tuna casserole, they're fine, but where they're getting long simmering cooking, they'll usually go to mush. Now, I buy most meats in cans about the size of tuna cans. They're just right for one meal for 2 people with average appetites. I use ham, chicken, turkey, tuna, crab, shrimp, corned beef, roast beef, corned beef hash. There's probably some others I'm forgetting. I found them not only in the U.S., but also in Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Bahamas, also on land-based camping trips in South America and Africa. More recently, some meats are available in foil pouches, which do cost a bit more, but they are lighter, they take up less space, they produce less trash, and they generally have better texture. My experience is that the more remote the locale, the greater the variety of canned meats you're likely to find, since the local people are unlikely to have much refrigeration. Mexican fishing villages often had a wonderful assortment. Hey, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it useful. If so, please tell your friends about it. I'm shocked to say this is episode number 401. Yes, we have passed 400 episodes of the Boat Galley podcast. Be sure to go back, look at the old episodes if you're new to it. There's tons of great information that doesn't go out of date, and we hope to see you in the future. Be sure to subscribe.